All right, let's dive in. We're going to talk about taking your short-term rental to the next level. Really transforming it from just a listing on one website into a powerful multi-channel business. One that not only boosts your income, but also protects your entire investment for the long haul.
So let me ask you a question and be honest with yourself. Is your entire hosting business right now balanced on a single platform? Maybe it's all on Airbnb or another site. Look, if it is, you're definitely not alone. But think about it. It's kind of like running a business that has only one single client. It feels great, right up until it doesn't. And this is what we call the single platform trap. These are the real risks. Imagine waking up to a sudden account suspension right before a huge holiday weekend. Or an algorithm change happens overnight, and your listing just plummets from page 1 to page 7. It happens all the time. Plus, you're totally invisible to millions of potential guests who start their search on, say, Vrbo or Booking.com instead. This kind of dependency, it's a huge and frankly unnecessary risk. Okay, but enough about the risks. Let's flip the script and talk about the reward. Because diversifying isn't just about playing defense. It is one of the single most powerful growth strategies you can use. The financial upsides you expanding your reach, it's massive.
So what are we actually talking about here? In real numbers, we are talking about a potential 20 to 60% jump in your occupancy. Just let that sink in for a second. That's how you fill those annoying midweek gaps. That's how you stretch out your busy season and completely change your revenue stream without having to buy a whole new property. This right here, this is the big promise of going multi-platform.
So, where do we even begin? Well, the first step is all about being strategic. This is not about just blasting your listing out everywhere. It's about getting it on the right platforms, the ones where your specific property and your ideal guests are going to find each other. Think of this table as your playbook. You've got Airbnb, which is just fantastic for Gen Z and millennial travelers who are looking for unique, photo-worthy stays. Then you have VRBO. That's the kingdom for families and bigger groups who are planning those longer vacations. They care about space, kitchens, and amenities. And then there's Booking.com, a total powerhouse for international travelers and business folks who just want to book instantly and know exactly what they're getting. The main takeaway here is your ideal guest is already on one of these platforms. You just have to show up and meet them where they are. Let's make this super practical. Say you have a cool apartment in the city. A killer combo for you would be Airbnb and Booking.com. Airbnb is going to capture those weekenders looking for an experience, while Booking.com will pull in all those last-minute international and business travelers who can fill up your Tuesday and Wednesday nights. See how that works? Now, let's switch gears. Imagine you have a beautiful mountain cabin. A great mix here? Airbnb and Vrbo. On Airbnb, you're going to get the couples looking for that romantic weekend getaway. And on Vrbo, you're going to attract the families who are planning their big week-long summer vacation. You've got two totally different platforms, two different types of guests, but they come together for one fully booked calendar. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds like a logistical nightmare. How do I manage all of this? And you know what? It would be, if it weren't for the right tools. This is where technology becomes your absolute best friend, making this whole process not just manageable, but actually pretty smooth. Okay, the single most critical tool in your toolkit is going to be a channel manager. The best way to think of it is like an air traffic control tower for your business. It's software that automatically syncs your calendar, your pricing, or availability across every single platform, all in real time. Its entire reason for existing is to stop that dreaded double booking from ever happening. And listen, not all syncing is created equal. The basic iCal sync you might have heard of, it's slow. It might only update every few hours, and that leaves this dangerous little gap where a double booking can sneak in. The professional standard, the way to do this right, is an API sync. It's a direct, instant, totally reliable connection. As you start to treat this like a real business, an API sync is absolutely non-negotiable. Okay, so you've picked your platforms, you've set up your fancy API sync. Job done, right? Nope, not quite. Probably the biggest mistake I see hosts make is just copying and pasting their Airbnb listing onto every other website. But here's the thing. Each platform has its own audience, and those audiences expect to be spoken to in a different way. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? One listing, copied everywhere, speaks to no one. If you really want to maximize your bookings on every single channel, you have to tailor your message. You have to speak their language. This table breaks it down so clearly. For the very same property, look at the Airbnb title, Cozy Artist's Loft with City Views. It's all about the vibe. Now look at the VRBO title,
2BR Sleep 6 Walk to Downtown. It's all about practical, useful details for a family. The description tone changes too, from a casual story on Airbnb to a detail-heavy, amenity-focused list on VRBO. Even your first photo should change. Show off a unique design feature on Airbnb, but lead with the spacious living room on VRBO. This is how you stop scrollers and turn them into paying guests.
When it comes down to it, all of this is really about a shift in your mindset. You're moving beyond being just an Airbnb host. You're becoming a multi-channel operator. You're the CEO of your very own hospitality business, and you are making smart, strategic decisions about your marketing and your distribution. And the best part is, you can start today. Just follow these simple, totally manageable steps. Don't try to boil the ocean. First, just select one new platform you think is the best fit. Second, research just one channel manager and sign up for a free trial. And third, draft one new custom-made listing for that new platform. That's it. That's the starting line. So I'm going to leave you with this one final thought. Your next booking, the one that's going to fill that empty week in October, it could come from a family halfway across the country searching on Vrbo, or it could come from a business traveler from another country on Booking.com. Your next booking could literally come from anywhere. The only question is, are you ready for it?